Hey guys, it's Art from Art's Model Trainz. So we're back to give the Commodore Vanderbilt a proper look. If you guys saw my video, or if you're interested in just a quick video, check out my video I did a couple days ago. It was a quick look at the Commodore Vanderbilt because it was the only thing I had time for that day. But now that I've got a little more time, let's take a more detailed look at this locomotive, check out some of the features and some of the sounds. And of course, I'll give you some shots of it running around the layout. Okay guys, so no track power applied yet, and in my quick video I did kind of a montage of close-ups, but I'll take a little more time going through some of this here. First, let's just say right off the bat, I think Lionel did a great job with the color. And for comparison, I have my Dreyfuss locomotive right here. So you guys can see this is the gray from the Dreyfuss. I believe that was 2 years ago this was run. And how it compares to the Commodore Vanderbilt, which is a much darker gray. So I think they did a great job on the color here. Second, let's talk about the rippling in the panels here. While I am okay with it, and I think it actually came out pretty good, and I was worried it was going to look worse, I think this is something Lionel probably could have just left off. And you can kind of see here, if I give you a little bit of like an angle, just how much it's actually rippled. But when it's running, you really don't notice it. It's cool, but again, probably not worth the effort by Lionel. I would have almost preferred they just left it smooth-sided. On the front of the locomotive here, Lionel, of course, basic locomotive, pretty streamlined, so not a lot of add-on detail. You go to the top here, you could see this. They had at one point had advertised that it was a swinging bell, but it is not a swinging bell. But the bell is tucked in the little panel there. Fill the smoke fluid here for both the whistle smoke and the stack smoke. And then, of course, the whistle smoke comes out back here. Nothing there where the pop-off valves are. You have hatches that do slide, but of course, typical to a lot of these locomotives, there's nothing to see when you slide them back. Okay, and I started it up, but with no sounds right now, just so you could see what the inside of the cab looks like. Couple crew figures, and it is painted, so it does have some knobs and things like that, dials painted. There's a drop plate in there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And then you have your tender here with nice riveting detail. Very similar to the Dreyfuss tender. In fact, it might actually be exactly the same, except for this top back part right here. And then these doors, just like in the Dreyfuss, open up to reveal your co-load in there. And then I bought the version with the disc drivers, so you can see those in detail here. They came out really good. So overall, very nice looking locomotive. Again, I think they could have done without doing the rippling in the side, but it came out really well. Okay, before I get the sounds going, a couple quick things. This is rated for 054, but I have run it on my 048, no problem. But what I have noticed is, and I mentioned the drop plate, that drop plate in there does not stay up, even on my 054. It falls through. So I don't know if I had 060, if it would stay up. Or if it's something else. And it does have the kinematic drawbar, which I think creates a little more space between the locomotive and tender, and maybe that's causing it to fall through. But regardless, it really doesn't bother me that it drops down. But for anybody who's interested, that plate will not stay up on 054. And the other thing that was made about this is it is Vision Line, but there's no real extra special effects added. I guess, does the rippling count? Yeah, I guess it does. But that's the one unfortunate thing. I was hoping that Lionel would sneak an extra smoke feature or something like pop-off steam or cylinder steam or something in at the last minute, but it seems like they didn't get an opportunity to do that. So unfortunately, it does have the custom dialogue, road number specific dialogue, but that's really the only Vision Line feature on this locomotive. All right, so we've got some track power applied. Let's get it started up, and you can hear the dual speakers in the tender.
Train 1 brakeman, NYC 5344. We're showing 90 pounds on the rear of the train. Take out 20 for initial terminal brake test. Over. That's a Roger. 20 pound reduction given. Checking for leakage. Out. Roger, showing 20 pounds. Walking the train. Brakeman out.
So it does have a couple of different startup sequences, which is good. Again, on the shutdown, I believe it has one or two different versions as well. And then the dialogue, as I mentioned, is all road number specific.
Cleveland Tower, this is New York 5344, ready to make our pull. Can we get permission to occupy the main? Please hold at your location. Cleveland out.
So it does mention Cleveland, Chicago, and New York. I'm not sure if there's other towns that are mentioned as well for the tower, but it is pretty cool that they call out the cities along the run to Chicago. So it does have the 5 whistles, so let's go through those really fast. That's the one I've settled on. I believe that's the second one in line. It's like a hooter whistle. I think that's all the way around. And then the bells, different pitches and things like that. I'm not going to go through all of them, but this is the one I've kind of settled on. And then we apply some power for the smoke. You'll get your smokestack smoke and your whistle steam smoke as well once that warms up. All right, so let's get some cars pulled up behind this and we'll get it running. But before I do that, let's talk about one special feature that this locomotive has. It does have the wheel slip feature, and that is you put on the full train brake, apply some throttle to where you want, and release the train brake, and it will give the wheel slip sound. Which is very cool. That is the same thing that was also in the Dreyfus, so really cool that they included that in here. I don't remember that being mentioned anywhere, so pretty neat that they included that. I like that feature. Obviously, it can actually have wheel slip because it has traction tires on it, but the simulated wheel slip is a pretty nice touch. All right, we got some cars pulled up. Let's let it run around the track. And actually, I'll do that wheel slip feature for you guys again.
5344 to Cleveland. Ready to roll. Can I pull? You can take the green. Out. Dispatcher. Are we clear to the next block? Over. Yes, sir. All clear ahead. Out. Chicago Tower. This is engine 5344. Train's coming in. Am I clear? Over. Copy that. All lined up and clear inbound. Dispatch out. Open up your injector. Sight glass is showing a little low. Dispatch, this is 5344. How's the track look? Am I clear? Over. Chicago Tower, this is engine 5344. Train coming in. Am I clear? Over. Copy that. All lined up and clear inbound. Dispatch out. To the tower. Are we clear to the junction? Over. That's affirmative. All clear ahead. Out. Dispatch, this is 5344. We are tied down and marking off. Out.
So, all right, guys. So what do you think? I think Lionel did a great job. I think it came out great. I'm really excited. I was hoping to get one of these engines one day. And like I said, in the quick look, I thought about buying the TMCC version, but I held out for a Legacy and ended up with a Vision line. I'm really impressed with it. I really like it. I know there's no like standout Vision line feature, but it's still a really nice looking locomotive. I like that wheel slip feature. Obviously the road specific dialogue is great as well. Smoke's great. And just looks great. And I can't wait for my Hudson to come, which should be in the next couple of weeks, to double head it with this. And I'll have 5433, which is the Hudson that became the Vanderbilt and then also became a Dreyfus. So that's kind of why I bought that specific number. So look out for that video in the near future. But thanks guys for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.